Hey everyone, Josh here. Welcome to Midnite Tech. It's been a while since the last video. Hope we're able to have more frequent videos after this. So it's a long-term review of the POCO F3 that I've been using for more than a month. What is the real-world experience, and if you use it as a daily driver, what to expect. I'm sure before this you've seen quite a number of reviews on YouTube, right? And we ourselves had a review of the POCO F3, and this was very much supposed to be a budget flagship killer, right? For something that's less than 1,400 ringgit here in Malaysia, flagship level processor. So what is the real world experience that you can expect? First and foremost, let's talk about the design. As you can see, I'm wiping the fingerprints off. It's really a fingerprint magnet, this guy. But you really appreciate that that glossy finish. So the plastic frame is sandwiched by two pieces of Gorilla Glass. So design-wise, for long-term usage, no problems with it. I really enjoy using this. But most of us would have a case anyway. So this is a third-party case that so I'm just going to put this on so you can see what it looks like with a case. So this is a very nice case. The links are below if you would like to look at some cases for the POCO F3. So this one I quite like because it's got a very nice frosted glass like look, and I got one more case here which protects the camera module as well and the edges. Right, so this one is a bit thicker because it has that side protection, but yeah, also a very nice case. Okay, so if you're looking for cases, links down below. So I'm sure you go and you wouldn't use this naked, although in my gaming sessions I do play this naked because I like to feel the thinness. I like to feel the phone for its premium look. So yeah. So onto the phone itself. So first of all, you have to have the right expectations using this phone. Now, it is in a way a flagship-like experience, but obviously it's not a flagship phone. Why is it not a flagship phone? It doesn't have they have cut corners on things like the camera module. They've cut corners on a few other things. So first of all, let's talk about the performance. Now, this guy, I'm very happy. I've got no problem with the performance, and the display is actually, I mean, every day when I use this phone day to day, I'm very happy with the display. You know, in broad daylight, it's still very readable. The display is still very it's got good brightness. Overall, it's a very good display in broad daylight and in different lighting scenarios. So I don't think you have any problems with it, right? So yeah, it's what you would expect from a very good display. 120 Hz OLED display. The good stuff first. So the good, the bad, and the ugly, if there is anything ugly about this phone. So the good, again, the performance with this guy is really yeah, it's very good, right? So you can run all your programs easily. I have no problems with any programs, and of course the best way to measure performance is through a lot of gaming, and I've clocked a lot of hours on Call of Duty on this guy, and it's really it really delivers. There's no problem. Call of Duty, playing it for hours, runs at a very high frame rate, and it really doesn't there's no really performance issues. So I've had many hours of enjoyment playing gaming on this guy, and I don't really have maybe it's particular to certain games, but I didn't really have dimming issues when playing Call of Duty, or a lot of overheating on the back. Didn't really feel it too much. You want a phone that's good for gaming, no problem. This guy can handle it, right? So we've tried a few games here. Played a bit of Genshin Impact, Call of Duty, and PUBG, right? Not a lot of problems. Yeah. So performance is great. Display is great. So that's really the good about this phone, and Yep, the overall feel is still premium, so that's the good part about this phone. Audio wise is acceptable, nothing really fantastical about the audio quality, but it's good enough to get by. Now the bad things about this phone, so I will categorize the bad, I would say it would be the cameras. Yeah, it's not really bad. I've grown to like the cameras, and I've taken some pretty nice shots with this camera. So ultimately, between the a flagship phone like the iPhone 12 Pro Max, or even recently when we tested the Oppo Find X, this phone has acceptable cameras. So it's pretty good for social media. But if you really want great videos and they perform very well, and you really want very fantastic shots, stand in for your cameras and all that. So I don't think this phone will get you there. But when you finally figure out how to take useful shots, right? So I found like taking out the AI gives me better shots. I found that reducing the frame rate, not shooting at 4K at 1080p, and where the image stabilization kicks in, I can get some pretty good videos as well. So you have to find ways to take good shots, experimenting with the camera to really get the best value out of it. So it's not simply point and click, so you do have to spend some time with the cameras. So when you finally able to understand how this phone performs for different shot modes, then you're able to derive the best value. So for me, paying just 1,000 plus ringgit for this camera like this, a performance, I would say a very good performance phone like this is really fantastic. Now the ugly part about the phone, you probably thought there was nothing bad about this guy, and but I have to say there is one really thing I just can't stand about the POCO F3. The ugly part about it is the software. Yeah, running the MIUI, this guy, really the choice of software, the leaves a lot to be desired. First of all, this by default comes with a Google dialer. If you don't know what it is, that's how it looks like. The Google phone dialer, Google uses their own font, and the same with their messaging app. And the default font on the POCO F3 is different from the Google font, and moving to that dialer and from the Xiaomi UI is just, oh my god, it looks so ugly. It's not even seamless. And finally I kind of understood why you would want to use the Google dialer. A lot of people may not like it. I sure as hell don't like the interface, but it's got some useful features. For example, if you were to search for places, it would actually, like if I key in McDonald's, it will actually show me the different McDonald's addresses around my area. So it picks up public listed numbers, so that's pretty useful. So I ended up sticking to the Google dialer, even though I've installed another dialer, and just to make the UI seamless, I changed the overall system font to match the Google font. So now it feels a bit more seamless. I know this is just small things, and you may think that I'm nitpicking, but if you're gonna use this phone day by day and you want the best user experience, this could be something that, I don't know, irritates you. And there were a lot of bugs here and there, and there was stuttering in the feeds as well. Seems to be better now since the last update, so here and there you face some software problems, like another famous problem I have, which seems to not happen now, is that all of a sudden the app tray will go missing. Yeah, so I think the software experience leaves a bit to be desired. You face some bugs and inconsistencies in the user interface. As time goes on, this gets fixed, and so far in the past couple of since the last update. Things seems to work fine. And the other thing, of course, is the bloatware and the advertisements. All this can be turned off. I won't spend too much time into that. There's a lot of places in YouTube where you can find how to remove this, how to change your ads, but that could be an annoyance to you as well. But if it keeps the price low, then who cares? So that's my long-term review of the POCO F3. Now, if you still haven't decided to get this phone, you have only that much to spend, I still recommend this very much. It really will give you a flagship-like performance. If you can live with the shortcomings, you'd have many hours of a good phone time with this guy. So I hope this video was useful to you. So until the next one, this is D. Josh from Midnite Tech. See ya.